Hi, Chair Powell. Nancy Marshall-Genzer with Marketplace. I wanted to go back to another thing that Fed Vice Chair Lael Brainard said recently. She said she doesn't see signs of a wage price spiral. And I'm wondering if you agree with that.
I do. Yeah, I do. I don't see that yet. But the whole point is, you know, once you see it, you have a serious problem. That means that effectively in people's decision making, inflation has become a really salient issue. And once that happens, that's what we can't allow to happen. And you know, so that's why we worry that the longer we're at this and the longer people are talking about inflation all day long, every day, you know, the more risk of something like that. But no, there's not much. It's more of a risk. It always has been more of a risk than anything else. By the way, I think it's becoming less salient, and people are, you know, we pick that up in conversations, and I've seen some data too that show people are, you know, gradually they're glad that inflation's coming down. People really don't like inflation, and as we see it coming down, that could also add a boost to economic activity. You look at the sentiment surveys now, and they're very, very low. With 3.5% unemployment and, you know, high wage increases nominally by historical standards, why can that be? It has to be inflation, right? So I think once inflation is seen to be coming down in coming months, even, you will also see a boost to sentiment, I hope.
So that's what you're looking at most closely is consumer expectations.
That's at the very heart. It's consumers and businesses that, you know, essentially. We believe that expectations of future inflation are a very important part of the process of creating inflation. That's a sort of a bedrock belief. In one way or another, it has to be. We think it's important. And in this case, I would say the risk 8 months ago or so, longer-term inflation expectations had moved up. We moved quite vigorously last year. Expectations seem to be well anchored, including at the shorter end now, not just the longer end. So it's, you know, and I think that's very reassuring. I think, you know, the markets have decided and the public has decided that inflation is going to come back down to 2%, and it's just a matter of us following through. That's immeasurably helpful to the process of getting inflation down. The fact that people now do generally believe that it will come down, that'll be part of the process of getting it down, and it's a very positive thing.